Hi everyone, this is the movie for Word Chapter 4, Pause and Practice number 2. We're working on the Placer Hills little flyer. We last Pause and Practice, we created this table. So we saw how to put the table in, how to add content, modify the number of columns, number of rows, format a little bit. But in this section, we're going to take we're going to take some more time and format this Placer Hills belief system table so that it's a lot fancier than what it looks like right now. It's kind of vanilla, you know. It's kind of, there's nothing really exciting about it. So I'm going to be in the table, so I want to make sure that my mouse is in the table. So I have my Table Tools, Design and Layout tab there, and I'm going to go into the Design tab because that's what we're going to be working with is design. And so the first thing that we're going to do is apply some styles to this. So we're going to select header row, banded rows, and first column if they're not selected. Okay, so mine were already selected, so I really didn't have to do anything there. But now I want to go over to these table styles, and I'm going to use the More button, this little arrowhead with the line above it that is More. It brings down that whole gallery of choices for styling this table. So in the grid section, so there's plain, grid, and list. We're going to do the grid. We want dark accent 3. So let's see if we can find it. Dark, let's see, table 5. Table 5. I should know this. Accent 3. Oh yeah, the green one, that's right. Grid table 5, dark, accent 3. So it's this green one right here. We're going to click on that. It's going to apply it to the styles. Now notice some of the stuff, look, the text is back up to the top instead of in the center. So yeah, we like the style, but we gotta fix it up a little bit. So we're going to do a custom top and bottom border to the table. So I want to select the first row, okay, the title of the table, and I want to find the borders button. Okay, so we're in that first row, and we want to click on the Borders button. So that's Table Tools Design. Over here on the right, see there's a Borders group. We want to find the Borders button. We're going to do the down arrow and select Borders and Shading. Okay, so in the Settings area over here, we're going to do Custom. In the color, we're going to select black 1. Okay, now we can start to see all of our lines. 1.5 points, so a little bit thicker, and solid line if it's not selected. Mine was already selected. So over here in the preview, we're going to do the top. So it's just going to be up here at the top. Applies to table. So we're going to do OK. We're going to select the bottom row. We're going to go back to Borders, Borders and Shading. We're going to select it again, right? So Custom, color black, 1.5. But this time on this, we're going to do and OK. All right, so vertically aligned text in the cells. So what does that mean? So we're going to select the entire table again, right? And then we want to vertically align them. So we need to go to the Layout section, and then here in the alignment, right, we want to do, oh no, they want us to do it through Properties. and then we want cell and center, vertical alignment. And the reason that we want to do this way, guys, if I had done this, then, you know, we want these to, we want the left, the placement horizontal to stay. And so these would have changed that. Going to properties, I'm able to just change the vertical. So this one's still centered and the rest of these are still left. That's why you would choose that over the other one. Okay, so we want to select the first row, and we're going to select 12 points, black text, and then we're going to do all caps. So I went to the dialog box launcher and got all caps. Alrighty. So now we're going to select the first column of text except that heading one. So we're going to open the font dialog box. We want to pick small caps. And then that's all we want to do there. So we're going to say OK. So now they're small caps. And I'm going to do a save. And let's see if this is looking right. It looks pretty much the same. Okay, so now what we want to do is, we're almost done with this. We're going to go to page 1. And do you see this 3 lines of text? We want to take these 3 lines and we want to convert that to a table. And why this works, what's going to happen is this phone, email, and web is going to be column 1, and the rest of this is going to be column 2. And that works because between these, a tab was used. So when you have text, and the tab is what makes it go from one column to another. So we've selected that, and we're going to insert, and then we're going to pick table and convert text to table. So the convert dialog box opens. So we have 2 columns, 3 rows. We want to auto fit to contents, and I think that's the only change we really have to do, is we're going to make the columns as wide to fit the data. So we're going to go ahead, and here's where the tab is what is the separators. That's the default, but you can see you can use other characters to separate when you're converting. So go ahead and do OK. So now it's it looks like a table, but I don't really want it to look like a table. So I want to mess with the borders a bit. So we're going to go to borders, borders and shading. Oh no, we want to do no border, sorry. No border. We're going to remove all the borders. So it's a table, but it doesn't quite look like a table. And with the table still selected, we're going to do borders, and then we're going to do top border, borders, bottom border right there. So we have a border at the top and the border at the bottom. So now we're going to do shading right here. So we're going to say shading, and we're going to pick olive green, accent 3, lighter 80. Okay. So even though it's a table, it really doesn't look like a table. It just looks like a nice presentation of her contact information, right? But it all started by taking that text and converting it to a table. But you see, you didn't have to keep the borders, you didn't have to keep all of that, but you can use it to define it. I'm going to go ahead and save, and that's the end of this pause and practice. So we're going to move on to the pause and practice 4.3 in the next movie. All right, guys, thanks.